better. They kind of gut punched us in the first half, and they went on a little run in the second half. I just feel as a team that we need to move the ball a little bit more and get on a rhythm on offense so the other team won't get on a run on us.
It seems to be the pattern last few games of falling behind and putting up a good fight at the end. What do you think it is? It just can't get off to a good start.
I think it's just starting off moving the ball, starting off good on pace. I feel like we kind of go through the motions a little bit in the first half, and then when we're behind, we then start to run more and try to follow the game plan. I feel like if we just stick with the game plan in the beginning of the game, that won't happen.
Questions?
What do you think went well during the second half runs when you were getting close? You got down to 9, and hey, what were you all doing well?
We were communicating. We were running the floor. We were moving the ball very well. We were looking for each other for shots as well as driving to get ourselves and somebody else shots. I feel like if we just move the ball faster, like once we and get down on transition, like once we run down in transition, like we're unstoppable. So if we just get on the floor and get stops and get down the floor, then like we can get open shots and easy layups all day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, anything else for Ariel?
You're all done. That was easy.
Okay, you're good, Ariel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Banghart, if you could give us a few quick thoughts on the game, that'd be great, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, it just came out really flat. Obviously didn't shoot the ball well. Neither did they, to be honest. But we came out really flat. And I think we have a little bit too much experience to do that. Deja has been, was sick was on an IV all day. So we weren't expecting much from her, but everybody else, obviously, no excuse. I'm really proud of Ariel and some of our lower minute guys just came in and played with the urgency that they're playing for playing time, and they showed.
So Deja's been, what did she just had a cold? What did she had?
Yeah, just not feeling well.
Just not feeling well. There seems a recurring pattern of falling behind early. Why do you think this keeps happening? Is there a pattern there? Is it just?
Yeah, I think there's a swag that you develop, right, as a team and as individuals. And, we haven't developed that. I mean, it's that simple. There's a swag that comes from like, oh, you're in our gym and it's us versus them. And this team really tries to feel out the other team and kind of needs to be punched before they can punch. And I don't get it because that's not me. I mean, I'm a small town kid from New Hampshire and all I know to do is to punch for my living, so I don't get it. But, it's an inexperienced group and we've just got to keep, and even the older guys, they're the same thing. They're not playing with any sort of swag. It's really remarkable.
So you think it's a confidence issue?
I don't know. I mean, I certainly don't ask them how their confidence is. I think we just try to infuse them with what they can do and how to play. But I mean, I think there's obviously a rhythm to the game that this team has had a tough time to get together. And we expected that. I mean, that's partly what you get with a rebuild, right? I get that. It's still doesn't make it easy, but we've got 10 new faces on this team. So that's there's a comfort that they're still developing. I get all of that. But there's no mistaking effort for anything else. Just the overall toughness.
Because it was a pretty physical game. How do you get your team to learn how to be on the other side of the physical play where they're delivering the blows instead of being the ones on the floor getting off the floor?
Yeah, that's the thing is that's the difference between seniors and juniors and freshmen and sophomores. We just our young guys are getting pushed around and they're not able to sustain the physicality of the game in the same way the older guys are. But we're lifting a lot. I mean, they'll look different next year. They just need the time.
Thank you.
Of course.
But the defense, if you all played really good defense for stretches, or it would have been even uglier.
Yeah, I mean, you gave up. Yeah, I mean, if the other team had 61 total points, I mean, it's like if you can't score 61 points in 40 minutes of basketball, I don't know how to help you, right? That's just a thing. But we played okay defensively. I thought we sent them to the free throw line. We sent them to the free throw line 23 times. and I know a couple of those were 6 of them or so were late, but the defending, we bailed them out too much. I think we didn't move our feet in the post well enough defensively. We track fouls and they'll see them where they can be avoided. But you don't look at that stat sheet and say the problem was on the defensive end. I'm with you there.
And what about the scoring punch you got from Zelaya off the bench?
Yeah. I met with her earlier this week. The thing about Z is that, she's in, I feel bad you guys don't get to see her like we do. She's the first one in, the last one out. She lifts extra every day to get, she knows that the thing holding her back is defensively, the speed of the game, lateral quickness. But there's not a kid on the team that's more liked for what she puts into it. And she's going to be a stud. She really is. It's just everyone's growth and process looks a little different. And I met with her this week just to kind of let her know that, you're still a huge part of what we're doing. And it's easy to say, but how do you feel? And she says, yeah, I'm getting better. I know I am. And, I'll be ready when you need me. So yeah, she's a great kid. You guys will see her more and more throughout her career. And I think you'll see a much improved player as she keeps getting better.
Is it possible that your team, some of your players may have looked ahead to playing NC State on Sunday?
No, I wish. I don't think they think that. They're freshmen. They haven't looked ahead until tomorrow. I think with a young team, it's like, I keep saying it, but it's like my own children. They don't put like I had a bad day today, so I'm going to have a good day tomorrow. It's just a new day. It's like everything starts over. These guys are like completely blank slates. And so there's not a ton of carryover. So no, I don't think they were looking ahead to NC State at all.
Any other questions?
I have one. Hi, Coach Banghart.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
So talking about Stephanie Watts, there was a lot stat-wise coming into the game for her today. 100th game in a UNC jersey, 1,500 career points. How do you think that attributed to her performance today?
I don't know if it makes me a bad coach, but I didn't know that. So I don't know if she did either. That the statistics matter to some, not to others. I don't know where she falls in that. But I have to give Steph a lot of credit. The slump that she's in is not because of a lack of effort. The slump that she's in is not because of the fact that she's looking ahead to something else or because she's disengaged. I think it's almost a little bit of athletic mortality. She wants it so bad. She's so glad to be back, and she's so much happier. She's loving this whole experience now, and she wants it so bad that she's pushing, I think, a little bit. We're going to continue to try to free her up. But I don't know in terms of the statistics. I didn't know it. Maybe she did. I don't know if she's one of those. So you'll have to ask her. I don't know.
Thank you, Coach.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
How are you, Nicole?
Good. I think you mentioned before that there's no designated point guard this season. How did that impact tonight's game?
The worst. It's the one position. It would be like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Super Bowl without Tom Brady. It's a problem, right? It's that your point guard is the most coveted position on the court because they are the extension of what you're doing, right? They understand the possession. They're also the first line of attack on defense. I mean, it's just a critical position. And our guys, I met with all 3 of our kind of combo guards this morning on last Monday and made sure they understood that we don't have. I get it. We don't have a true point guard. One's coming in, but we don't have a true point guard. And so what they need is they need to share the responsibility. And therefore their assist numbers need to be collectively what one point guard would be, right? And them learning to see the game in that way is going to be good for their long-term development, but it's not so good for the short-term success for sure. Yeah, it's a tough position to live without.
Yeah. Would you say that's primarily where the disconnect on offense was, or did you notice other?
We've created an offense that doesn't have a point guard. There's enough out there where you don't need necessarily one facilitator, but yeah, there's a time and score element. And there's just a flow to the role of facilitator that we don't have, right? And so we're trying to, I think our system hides that a little bit, but clearly not enough.
Thanks.
Of course.
Great. Everybody good? All right. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks, guys.
Oh my God.